The Grand Union Canal is England's greatest waterway, and near its banks have grown many towns and villages. Typical of these is Rickmansworth, a town steeped in history with its parish church dating back to the 14th century. It was in 1954 that the Rickmansworth Society was formed to foster a community spirit amongst the ever-increasing post-war population. Sports clubs, angling societies, church organizations, the WVS and the townswomen's guilds all are members of the Rickmansworth Society and have combined in organizing various events in the town during Rickmansworth Week. A special stall was constructed in the High Street for the sale of official programs. Organised by Mrs. Gravestock of the Townswomen's Guild, the English Folk Song and Dance Society gave a display of traditional dancing through the streets, led on the violin by Miss Duquesne. The spectators are one of the essential parts of traditional dancing, since their presence gives friendly support and their interest is something live and real. All the local dancing clubs were represented, including Rickmansworth, Croxley Green, Watford, Tring and St Albans. The Ebury Hall was chosen by the Pinner Cine Society in which to present a program of amateur films. Formed in 1952 to foster the art of cinematography, membership of the society is around 20 enthusiasts. Films they have made include comedy, travel, holidays and documentary. Tonight's show includes their latest story film in colour, Trial and Error. Among the early arrivals is Mr. Adams and family, the treasurer of the Rickmansworth Society. At the rear of the hall, last-minute arrangements are made to the 16mm projector and sound equipment. Mrs. Ransom Williams is greeted upon her arrival by committee members of the Rickmansworth Society. This is a typical amateur film night, one of many public performances given yearly by the Pinner Cine Society. In this way, the Society's work is on view for all to see, and once again, the house is full. The first film is ready, and so the show begins. Sponsored by the WEA, a tour of Rickmansworth was conducted by a local historian, Godfrey Cornwall.
The tower of the parish church was rebuilt in 1630 on 14th century foundations. At least 4 churches have been built on this site. In 1800, they even fitted galleries to the old church, but it fell into such a state of disrepair that it was pulled down and a new church built. This is Church Street. The most interesting buildings in this street are the pubs, but they were nearly all closed down in 1911 by Dr. Henderson, who lived at Basing House. The Chequers was one of them, a 16th century building, a fine specimen of its type in the street. The Rose and Crown, that's one of the old pubs of Rickmansworth too. It is built on the island, and so is the Feathers. Look up at the chimney and see the cross keys built into the chimney breast. This is Johnson's Corner, famous in the old days. On Mafeking night, they built a bonfire right in the middle of the road. Basing House is the home of William Penn. At one time, it was the old parish workhouse. 90 inmates were cloistered here at one time. It was closed down though in 1834. The old school at Rickmansworth. Education was first started in Rickmansworth in 1720. It was a charity school. It became a national school in 1820. And one of the headmasters there, old Pug Brown, he was a lad. He slashed the boys, and one boy's nose he even sliced off. Tom Bevan was the other master. He gave talks on local history in Rickmansworth in 1911. As a school, it shut down in 1936 when the children went to Mill End. Look at that chimney. Isn't it a fine specimen of brickwork, almost toppling over? The Elms, the home of George Eliot, built in 1740. Do you know, she so objected to one pub to every 6 houses in this town that she caused quite a lot of trouble in the place. Aye, but 12 months later, she left.
Caledonian market, organised by the WVS at the Derby and Joan Clubroom, was the most successful event of the week. Miss Fisher was extremely well patronised, and her efforts on behalf of Alexandra Roseday were much appreciated. The bookstall operated by Mr. Tompkins drew large crowds throughout the morning and so helped to swell the grand total collected at the market to over £64. Bargain hunting was the favourite pastime, and many satisfied customers have cause to be grateful to members of the WVS for their contribution to Rickmansworth Week. Whenever the WVS are called upon to organise an event, you can always be sure to find a welcome cup of tea near at hand. Due to rainy weather, the open-air art show had to be hurriedly rearranged indoors. As there is no art society in Rickmansworth, this exhibition was organised by Miss Shirley Rotherer. Here Mr. Rotherer discusses the finer points of an engraving by C.H.A. Chaplin called Evening Patterns. One of the objects of this exhibition was to try and encourage the formation of an art society and so bring together all the portrait and landscape painters and artists in the Rickmansworth district. Such a society would surely benefit all those whose skill and artistry have combined to make this attractive exhibition a fitting climax to Rickmansworth Week. We sincerely hope that the efforts of the Rickmansworth Society do not pass unrewarded, nor their aims unheeded. And let us look forward in the coming year to yet another Rickmansworth Week.